Hello there. 40 Early Mornings is my signature meditation program. It is my favorite way to teach. It begins March 20th. 40 Early Mornings is an immersive, collaborative, creative, co-created 40-day meditation program. It's a small group coaching program, which means that you will be surrounded by other people who are also curious about how they can show up for themselves and for their lives in a more present and gracious way this spring and beyond. The program is brought to your inbox really every single morning, where I deliver to you the daily meditation practice. And the way that meditation practice every day unfolds is you get a little bit of written reflection from me. So even just waking up and reading the email counts as practice. You'll get a guided audio meditation from me as well in that email that you can listen to and practice along with. And those meditations start out at about 5 minutes. And by the time our 40 days ends together, we're at 20 minutes sitting and meditating together. Also included in the daily email are prompts for written reflection and also action items so that you can begin to bring your daily practice off of your meditation cushion or off of your journaling page and into the rest of your life. And so that's what you get delivered into your inbox every single morning for 40 days during our time together. But when I say it's a meditation program and then I say it's so much more, I mean that. Because every week also during the program, we get to meet live as a group in the Zoom room so that we can start to bring this practice to life, so that we can talk about things, we can support each other, we can ask questions, we can practice together too, which is such a beautiful thing. Another huge component of the program is that we get a one-on-one session together, a one-on-one coaching session. So I can meet you exactly where you are in wanting to call in and cultivate and stay faithful to a daily practice for yourself. That means we're going to work through your unique challenges. We're going to kind of meet you where you're stuck and get you unstuck. And we're going to see what your natural strengths are, what you're drawn to, and how we can make this practice something that imprints not only during our 40 days together, but beyond. Right? And every 10 days during our 40 days together, we start to explore a new cycle of a theme. So every 10 days you get released a new audio conversation from me. You can think of it like a lecture / podcast about that theme. Also a little workbook to work through and start to incorporate that theme into your life during those 10 days. Also a new set of yoga videos for you to practice during that theme and beyond. You'll have access to all this materials for the rest of the year. So we get some movement into our time together too. Yoga practices, also rest practices and guided relaxation practices. So every 10 days you get a new lovingly curated batch of videos that you can fold into your daily practice. And I'm going to teach you how to do that. I'm going to teach you where to do that. I'm going to teach you how to find the time that you didn't even know that you have. Yes, the time that you have in your crazy, full, busy life. At least that's how I feel. I know that many of you do. How am I going to fit this in? I'm going to show you how. Not only to practice, but also to rest, right? Also to be, also to recharge, to refuel, to reset. That's so much about what 40 Early Mornings, what we're going to get up to together. What else is included? Oh my gosh, just so much more. A living, breathing, vibrant community of people. If you want this time around, this is something I'm very excited about. You're going to get a one-on-one accountability partner. So you guys can text each other however you decide to communicate and be did you do it today? Okay, let's make sure that we practice. The 4 cycles that we explore together, the 4 themes that we explore together are powerful ones. In our first 10 days, the theme that we explore is just the process of arrival, how we can land in our time together in practice, which means you don't have to do anything to prepare for this. I got you from the day we begin. This kind of natural process of preparation is built into the practice of the 40 days. So you just land, I got you, I take you, we help you figure out when you're going to practice, how you're going to practice, where you're going to practice, who you have to tell to make it happen. Those are the first 10 days. We take kind of a personal inventory. We take stock. We think we get to notice and realize what it is that we're working with, where our particular sets of challenges are this time around, what it is we've brought to the table after this last year. Those first 10 days are just about landing in it. Because really 40 Early Mornings is about coming home to yourself. And that's what we begin to do in our first 10 days together. Our second cycle we explore is a doozy. It's a challenging one. It's perhaps one of the hardest because it's like one of the most honest. The second theme that we explore in days 10 through 20 is this cycle, this process of dissolution, of dissolving, of letting go. So this is where we really get to get honest. We get to sit with ourselves. We get to notice our kind of like habits, ingrained thought patterns, our repetitive storylines, whatever it is that like we've kind of picked up along the way, especially in this last year, that we perhaps don't need to carry with us into the next cycle, right? That perhaps like are not even ours, like we've inherited from some other place or some other part of our life or some other person that like are perhaps limiting us in some way or keeping us from our full potential. We begin to understand what those things are for each of us uniquely. And then we begin to practice ways to kind of set those things down, to not carry them with us into the next cycle. So it's powerful, it's honest, it's hard, it's challenging, but I got you. And we've got all the tools, the support of each other to kind of work through each of our unique obstacles, each of our unique sets of things that are kind of holding us back and keeping us small. And, you know, this is the part that I get excited for every time and also terrified of myself because I'm right here with you practicing. I'm going through this process myself. So I have a sense of like what I'm going to meet in those 10 days this time around. So I'll be right here doing this with you. And after we kind of like identify and begin to work through those limiting beliefs and things that are holding us back, the next cycle we move into is called ignition. That's days 21 through 30. And that's where, and spring is the perfect time to do this, we begin to invite in, nurture, identify specific areas of growth for ourselves in this moment, whether it's like a creative project you're trying to manifest, whether it's a new relationship you want to give life or birth to, a new job, a new way of being, a new like specific habit or something like that. Whatever it is that like perhaps got put on the back burner in the last year that you want to call into your life right now, that's what we're going to begin to identify and give energy toward in that third cycle. So again, spring is the perfect time to do it. You know, you might take some of those resolutions that you set at New Year's that have been collecting dust and reignite some of those too. That's all about what this third cycle of our time together is for. And then our last 10 days together, the theme we explore is that of sustaining, that of sustenance. Like, okay, great, we did this together for 40 days, but what now? What next? This is where I empower you with tools and you begin to empower yourself with the dedication, the continuity to continue this practice beyond the 40 days, right? So what is it going to take for you to make that possible? Like what skill sets do you need to refine? Like what else can we stock your toolkit with? How are you going to personalize this through yourself? This is when often many of those one-on-one conversations take place. You can schedule it throughout the 40 days, but like I find a lot of them come at the end when we're like, okay, I think I have a sense of how this is going, but what happens when you leave me here? I got you, and I'm going to show you that you have yourself. So in those last 10 days together, it's really less about me teaching you and more about me like reminding you that you are your own best teacher and showing you how to do that and showing you how to continue to show up for yourself even after our time together is done. So, you know, every day I got you in this kind of like larger cyclical unfolding thematic way of growth and development and evolution. I got you. We got each other because there's a whole group of us doing this. I've gotten so many great questions and like comments from you all, and I wanted to like go through a few of them. I'll put them in this email too, but like, you know, your early morning is your early morning. I'm not a morning person. Every time during these 40 days, I endeavor to get up early. This time it's kind of ambitious, but I'm going to say 5 to 6 is my time in the morning. But you get the practices delivered to your inbox every day. You don't need to show up live anywhere except for once a week. Like, and that's in the middle of the day. So don't worry. So yeah, you'll get what you need. You don't have to be a morning person. You can do it in bed. You could do it at night. There are so many like gracious allowances within this structure of kind of rigor and discipline because I really want this to work for you. Right? I want to set you up for success, and I want to show you that you can do this because you can. There's just never been a more meaningful, better time, I think, to kind of reprioritize ourselves, to come back to ourselves. And this isn't just like kind of typical self-care. This is like kind of a quiet revolution, right? So we like show up for ourselves in this way in daily practice from 2 minutes to 20 minutes to an hour. Again, I'm going to show you how long it's going to take, where you're going to find that time. We show up in this way for ourselves so that we can show up for our lives. right? So that we can begin to integrate and deal with stress, anxiety, and the things that keep us separate from the people that we love and need to show up for the good work that we're really here to do and like need to do with and for each other. That is what 40 Early Mornings is about. So yes, it's a meditation program, but it is so much more. Registration is open until Monday. We start on Saturday, March 20th. I still have space now. So if you're interested, please come visit the link in this email and join us. It's a gorgeous, vibrant, alive group of people who are showing up for this round. Everyone's on the verge of something big in their own way, and I cannot wait to support them. I can't wait to support you through this too if you decide to join us. What else? It's my favorite thing to do. This is the only time this calendar year I'm going to do 40 Early Mornings. So this is, if you've thought one day I'd love to do that, this is it, babe. This is it. This is the one day for me, for you, for all of us. We start next Saturday. Join me. It's an investment, right? An investment of time, energy, attention, money in yourself. And I know that many of us have not had a chance to like do that kind of self-investment, especially in this last year or ever, really. And it's not easy to do, but I'm going to help you keep saying yes to showing up for yourself every single day during these 40 days together and beyond. The original inspiration for this program came from a quote by Rumi, the 13th century Sufi mystic and poet. So there you go. Some wisdom runs centuries deep here. And I'll end with that, where it all started, these words from Rumi, and just kind of let them sit on your heart and, help you see if this is right. These words, I read them, they struck me. They felt so different than anything I had ever heard. So Rumi writes, a new moon teaches gradualness and deliberation, and how one gives birth to oneself slowly. Patience with small details makes perfect a large work like the universe. What 9 months of attention does for an embryo, 40 early mornings will do for your gradually growing wholeness. So for my gradually growing wholeness, for your gradually growing wholeness, for all of our gradual unfolding this spring, please join me for 40 Early Mornings. You can register right at the link in this email. There is still space for you. There's 3 days left to sign up, and I would love nothing more than to have you join me and the rest of this gorgeous group when we start on March 20th. Okay.